This is Malik. Welcome Malik to the Pastor Stack podcast. Good to have you with us. Now, we got into a good discussion last time.
We did. But we're about to have a better one today.
All right.
And so what we're going to be going over is who is a better point guard, Magic Johnson or Stephen Curry?
Okay. All right. Who's a better point guard, Steph or Ro? You got my graphics coming in. My graphic popping. We got nothing for Steph and who would say Steph and Magic.
Johnson.
All right.
I mean, it's all right. This debate won't take long. So we can go ahead and just jump straight into it. And so, like I said before, the question isn't who's a better basketball player, Stephen or Magic. It's who's a better point guard, as in point guard.
Who's a better point guard? Yeah, okay, all right. So you say the better point guard between Steph and Magic is
Magic Johnson.
All right.
Absolutely.
And I say the better point guard between the two is Steph all day, man.
Okay, so what is your definition of a point guard?
My definition of a point guard is someone that, first of all, they have the ball in their hand predominantly, and they set up the plays. And set up the plays, assist, score, things of that nature. Yeah,
assist, score. Okay, so it's interesting.
But they're gonna run the team. The team is gonna run through them. Because point guard gonna bring the ball up, so they're gonna start to facilitate and things of that nature. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, like you said before, the role of a point guard is to facilitate.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, that's my definition. What's your definition?
Right. It's to facilitate the ball to their teammates. That is the main job as a point guard.
Right? I can't say that's the main job.
That's not the main job.
The main job is to control the floor. That's the main job. The main job is to control the floor on offense. To control the floor on offense. So yeah. That's the main job, to control the floor on offense,
as well as getting their teammates involved. Correct? Isn't that the point guard's job?
Absolutely. You got to get the teammates involved. Yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of getting teammates, involved, the best statistic to identify that is assists. Correct?
I mean, I don't know that it's the best, but it is definitely a very strong indicator.
Very strong indicator as far as the point guard making sure that they're giving their teammates opportunities to score, which is one of the main jobs as a point guard. Correct?
Yeah. Well, okay. So the main job of everybody on the team is to do what?
Is to
win.
Okay.
Yeah, to win. So the point guard. The point guard.
It's to do their role that leads to that. It's to do their job on the floor that leads to a win. Hopefully, if everybody does their job, that will be the end result. So, like your main job
to win
by doing your role.
Yeah.
By doing your role. That's exactly
by doing your role. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. So, because everybody on the team gonna have a role. Everybody on the team gonna have a role, right?
Right. And so the main role for a point guard, like I said, is to assist. And when we think about assists, Magic Johnson averaged 11 assists a game. How many assists did Steph Curry? Do you know how many assists he averages a game?
I know this. If you take Steph Curry, he is going to be the best point guard you ever have because he is as Stephen A would say, he is the greatest shooter God ever created. So I don't care if you can give me 11 assists. If they have to, other teams have to be so fearful of Steph Curry, they pick him up at the half court line. You know how dangerous that means you are?
He's very dangerous.
In any position.
He's very dangerous. I'm not knocking you for that.
Take a center who normally plays down by the basket. If you got to pick him up at the half-court line, that is not an indictment on his game. That shows just how strong his game is. See, you take anybody and you give them Steph Curry strikes fear.
He does
in the heart. So yeah. So if we talking about between Magic and Curry, I take Curry all day, man.
See, but I feel like
because in point guard, the first word in that position is what? Let me point, right? Point.
That is the first word.
Point. So how can the greatest shooter ever created not be also the best point guard ever created?
But the main point guard, so
it ain't an assist guard, it's a point guard.
But the main job of a point guard is to get your team involved to score. So basically, by your definition, so I think you're moving the argument to who's a better player, which, okay, Stephen Curry compared to Magic, that's one debate, but it's another debate on who's a better point guard. And so when it comes to being a point guard and getting your teammates involved, so Stephen Curry has played 14 seasons in the NBA compared to Magic Johnson.
Okay.
And so in Magic Johnson's 13 seasons of playing, he got over 10,141 assists compared to Steph Curry's 5,740 assists.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so in regards to facilitating the ball and getting his team involved, getting the rest of his team involved, and leadership, I 100% believe Magic Johnson is a better leader than Stephen Curry.
You think all them double teams Steph Curry picking up ain't helping his team? Come on, If Steph Curry has to get guarded coming across the half court line, you don't think that's freeing his team up?
But then shouldn't he have more assists?
You don't. I mean,
yeah,
you don't think all eyes being on Steph Curry, him having to be double team and triple team, ain't helping his team?
It is
like,
helping his team.
Okay, Magic had some nice pass. Woo, hey, like, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. I can't take that away from Magic. He's a great player. Yeah, so, but what I'm saying is, the more you got to double team one person, the more another person is going to be able to be open. So swing the ball. So yeah, as far as point guard goes, I would absolutely positively give it to Steph Curry because he can get you assists just like Magic can. But what Magic can't do as a point guard is score at that rate. So that's why I say that's why I say he's better, because he may not get as many assists, but he will shoot you out the gym, and that's going to help his team in a way that Magic could not help his team. Okay,
well, one thing Magic did help his team to do was win 5 championships compared to Steph Curry's 4.
Oh, the championship thing. Okay, all right. So, well, you gotta be careful whenever you measure things by championships, because I mean, if that's the case, there are other point guards that would have more rings than both of them that we wouldn't put in front of either one of them. So the ring conversation, the ring argument, that's all right. But I mean, Steph Curry he changed the game. He changed the game. Some will argue in a good way, some will argue in a bad way. But that little dude, he's an assassin. So I would take him over most NBA players, not just Magic Johnson. I would take him over most NBA players. So taking him over Magic Johnson is an easy choice.
Where do you rank them in regards to leadership? Like, Steph Curry compared to Magic Johnson's, leadership.
See, now, I don't know Magic Johnson's leadership that much because I didn't pay him that much attention when he was actually playing. So I can't really speak on his leadership, to be honest with you. Steph Curry seems to have a different kind of leadership style where he'll let Draymond Green
lead and kind of do the kind of job he should have been doing as leadership. Like, he'll let other people be in
control. We don't know that he in control because we all know he runs that team.
Right.
We all know he runs that team. It's kind of like, okay, it's kind of like I'm going to use an analogy of the mob, but I'm not saying Steph Curry is a mob boss. I'm just using an analogy of the mob. The boss don't do the dirty work. He got soldiers for that. Draymond Green's his soldier. Everybody knows who team that is. There is nobody that is wondering whose team Golden State is. So when Draymond Green or whoever goes out and they're an enforcer, nobody still mistakes that team for Draymond Green. Everybody know who team that is. So to me, that's just a different kind of leadership style. I'm the leader, but I have my enforcers. They got enforcers in hockey. That's their main thing to do is to go out and be an enforcer. To not run into people, be rough, and all that kind of stuff, which is Draymond Green's job. He goes out there and he's rough with other people because that ain't Steph Curry's. That's not what he's going to do. So
we'll see. And like the main reason why I say that Magic Johnson is a better point guard than Steph Curry is I'm looking at it from 3 different perspectives. Well, three different things, as in leadership, getting your teammates involved, and ball handling. So obviously Steph Curry has the ball handling because he's one of the best ball handlers.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Yeah.
But when it comes to leadership and getting your team and getting the rest of your team involved, Magic Johnson, hands down, has a pure point guard, which is what this discussion is about. Not on who's the better scorer, which obviously is Steph. But as far as pure point guard, being a pure point guard.
See, but that word pure is subjective. You know what I'm saying? That word pure is subjective because I say if me simply coming across the half court line strikes fear into your whole team, how can I not be the best?
As in player-wise, but as far as point guard, that's another debate.
How can I not be so I can be the best player, but not the best point guard? If I'm the best one, I'm by default the other. But I know we got to move on. But hey, you did good on this, brother. You held your own. You held your own. All right, that's our sports section. Thank you, Malik. That's what's on my mind. Now I want to talk for a minute. What's on my heart?